Hello my little lovebirds, TonyaTko here, and I'm making this video really quickly as a spin-off from the video that I did yesterday. I wanted to talk with you guys about how much of what we do is for ourselves, or how much what we do is for mating purposes. I spent a lot of time thinking about that, and I'm going to pose the question to you, and I'm going to tell you some of the things that I would change, if we were in a world with no men. Before I did this video, I was sitting here. I wasn't planning on doing a video. I'm not a fan of turtlenecks for on camera. I like them off camera, but I'm not a fan of turtlenecks on camera. So I wanted to ask you guys, what do you think of my turtleneck? Do you like it? Does it look all right on me? And before I got started, I was experimenting a little, with different turtleneck looks, and I wanted you to tell me what you thought of this particular look. So if the turtleneck came up a little higher, that would look a little in vogue, wouldn't it? But if it came up even a little higher onto my head, it could kind of look like a hood, right? But what if it went all the way over and I looked like this? Like naturally, if I had just trapezius, I look like this, would you still feel the same way about me? And what if I went out to dance with you and I insisted on engaging in dance activities that required a neck, but I didn't have one, and I was like, hey, party over here, party over there. So would you still be my friend? I almost kind of look like a nun, so I guess that's not that bad. I kind of look like, oh, Hail Mary. Or maybe that's not politically correct to do. But if I did look like this and I was like, my name is Tonya, I came to warn ya. This is ridiculous. I'm sorry. But you know what? The tight hood look does kind of, if I had a neck. Okay, what about like this now? If I had a neck, if I was serious, and my turtleneck were just like, if I was like, oh, this is fierce, I'm giving you fever. All right now. Okay. But, yeah, but you know what? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Cabbage Patch. Okay. That's too much. All right. No, this is the Cabbage Patch. Oh, that's another one. Look at my head looks tiny compared to my body. I remember Beetlejuice from back in the days. Wow, look how big my arms look. This looks like a camera trick. Oh no, this is freaking me out. Okay. All right. So no, the real question is, how do you feel about my turtleneck? I personally think that, I don't know, for some reason I think that I look better with like just this bit showing. How if it looked like that, how would that look if this was my turtleneck like that? Okay, I think that's cute. And then that leads into today's video. Sort of like the things that we do because we like them or because it attracts the opposite sex. Yesterday I posed the thought that if we were in a world with no women, that men wouldn't bathe, they wouldn't shave. Well, there'd be a whole lot of wars. I mean, they wouldn't last very long. I'm sorry. Oh goodness. And what else? I felt that men wouldn't clip their toenails and all sorts of stuff, but somebody wrote on the video, yes, men would. Then the whole disparity between what a woman does because she wants to versus what she does when she's trying to attract the attention of a man. And so I thought about myself, and I thought, let me ask myself, what would be some of the things that I would not do anymore? Because I said that part of the reason that black women wear these weaves and this long hair and stuff is because black men like it. I'm a black woman, and I was natural for 12 years. I wore a natural. When I graduated from college, my hair was natural. I went natural in high school. Those people who know me from high school, they know. Right before prom, I shaved my head. I couldn't do it anymore. I went natural. So all throughout my college life, I could see the difference. And we're talking about you know, a woman coming of age in the height of her supposed desirability. And I saw the difference between the way men would react to me, because I used to straighten my hair, like have it hot combed every once in a while, you know, for special occasions or whatever. And the number of men that I would attract when my hair was straight was astonishing. So I would leave it like really coily, just to kind of calm that down. And then even now, I noticed that when I wear the weave, or when I wear especially the weave, but when I put on the wig, you know, the amount of people who approach me, the amount of people who tell me I look so beautiful, the amount of people who are staring at me, men of all races staring at me. As you know, what one thing that I did notice, and I'm going to say this, and I wanted to ask other black women if they've seen this too, and I didn't realize this until I started watching Bollywood movies. Have you ever worn like a long straight weave and had like a lot of like Asian Indian men like try to like kick it to you? That's one thing that I found really perplexing until I started watching Bollywood movies, and then I saw, okay, so the brown skin and the long straight hair is something that feels familiar to them. And then also, is it, somebody said on my video that we're accustomed to being trained to liking long hair from we've been indoctrinated into that being the standard of beauty, so that even people who are of a culture whose hair does not grow out straight, like my hair, I'm of African descent, my hair does not grow out straight. It grows out very curly, and as you can see, my natural curl pattern is already starting to form. It's kind of flat now, but soon it's going to start coiling over on itself when it grows out a little bit more. So I would say the vast majority of people on earth, of women on earth, people, the vast majority, can it be the majority? Yes, because China has the most amount of people and their hair grows straight and dark. So I could say the vast majority of people on earth have straight hair. So with us being in a minority, do we play into and feed into that too? But that's not what I wanted to talk about. I wanted to talk about the different things, but you guys can answer that question. But I really want you guys to answer this question. Women, if there were no men on earth, what types of things would you change? Now, these questions are only going to be posed towards people who are heterosexual, because if you're homosexual or bisexual, then there are things that you would do to want to impress the same sex. And if you're a bisexual man, if there are no women, you know, if there are no opposite sex on this earth, we can't procreate. The world. But there were some people, I was listening to this show. Alexis K. Tyler was doing it was like a broadcast, and she was on the line with some other women. And they were saying that women can in the absence of men, that women can spontaneously become impregnated from their own DNA. And I was like, can this? I started doing some research on it, and I found no finding for it. Could that be true? They say that in the Amazon, where there were no, I don't know, there might have been some dude sneaking in at night, or some girls could have been sneaking off talking about, oh, it's a miracle, right? Miracle. So I don't know. Tell me, can we spontaneously regenerate? Because you need the X and Y chromosome. But the question for this video is, what things would you change? For me, number one, if there were no men on earth and I did not have to be concerned with procreating or mating or impressing men, I would no longer wear matching bra and panties. I don't care. Me, as long as the girls are covered, and I'm feeling all right, I'm held in and everything is together, together under there. I am all right. I don't need it to match, Would you? I don't know. So speaking of which, listen, would you still wear thongs? I would wear thongs only when I needed to not have a panty line. That's me. What about you? Speaking of bras, I wouldn't wear push-up bras anymore. I wouldn't. When they see the girls all pumped up under there, they don't know what to do with themselves, So I would no longer wear a push-up bra. And something else? something that makes me really sad is I think if we were in a world with no men, I wouldn't wear 5-inch heels anymore. And I love 5-inch heels. But I think that if we were in a world of just, because you know the average man is taller than the average woman, and I just happen to be a really short woman. People think I'm tall for my videos, and I don't know why, but I'm short. And so with my 5-inch heels, you know, I get my heights, right? But if we were in a world full of women, even if the women were taller than me, I wouldn't see a need to be taller than other women. I just be like, just be who you are. I don't care about your height. But with my 5-inch heels, oh, people go crazy. Men and women. I'll show them to you. Look. This is my 5-inch heels right here. Ladies, if you want to drive men crazy, and just get the 5-inch heels with the covered sole platform. The ones without the covered sole can look a little strippery. Some people are against those. Me personally, I don't care. I think sexy shoes are sexy shoes. I wear shoes that people consider stripper shoes. They look sexy. They're stripper shoes because they're sexy. So anyway, so this is the 5-inch heel. Get one with the covered sole that adds a little bit of ancient class, or not ancient, but vintage class to it. But I don't think I would wear 5-inch heels anymore, and I love 5-inch heels. What else? Would I rock straight hair? Now, this goes back to the beginning part of the video. For myself, I would just let my hair grow however it grows out of my head. I would let it grow into a big kinky curly fro, or if it would lock up, I'd let it lock up. I'd just let it do what it does up there, unless I would try, and this is the caveat. And so I would love for you to answer this, because perhaps maybe it's not just men that, you know, black women wear this straight hair for. This is my caveat. If I were trying to get a job in corporate America, and the women who were hiring did not hire me when my hair was looking wild and crazy, but they were hiring people whose hair, you know, were straight, or something that they can identify more with. We know that people give more favors to those whom they resonate with. So would I rock the straight hair if I were trying to get a job, and that's what the people at the workforce preferred? So you know what, this is a system-wide issue. So now that I think about it, I don't know. I think there are some black women who wear their hair a certain way for themselves. Some wear it for other women. Some do it for the jobs. Maybe it's to fit into society. I don't know. But let me ask you black women a question. Let me pose this question. I didn't even think about this. Think about this. Because we all know, and I know from being a black woman who has straightened my hair, that black men just, oh, they just love it. People, especially, you know, listen, it's not just black men, families too. They'll talk about your nappy hair, your hair look dry and cruffy, and oh, you can't run your fingers through that, and oh, it doesn't blow in the wind, and all types of stuff. And they want to rub their fingers through your scalp, etc. Right? If women, black women, let me ask you this question. If all men loved and appreciated you for your nappy hair, if you're black men, or if you date interracially, if they loved, and some women said men of other races don't like the coily hair. I don't know if that's true or not. So if somebody could answer that. If men love the natural curl of your hair, would you wear your hair like that more often? Now here's the flip side. Here's the monkey wrench. But if corporate America, or corporate Europe, or corporate Asia did not like your quote-unquote nappy hair, but the men loved it, would you still straighten your hair? That's the question. Think about that. You know, I would love it. You can do a video response. You can write below. You can chime in. So the full crux of this video, the full gist of the video rather, is how much of what we do is for dating, mating, relating, or just for us. You know, there would be definitely some things that I would change. I would still bathe every day. I would still shave my vagina. I would still shave Frenchie. I don't want to be vulgar. I would still shave Frenchie. down low because that's comfortable for me and it feels fresh and I like it. I like the way that feels. I don't think I would shave my underarms as often though. Honestly, my underarm hair doesn't bother me. You guys have seen it in my videos and my pictures. Some people comment on it. I don't listen. I wouldn't. It doesn't bother me. I don't know why. I don't, because you know it only grows very light, very little anyway. So what else? What else? Oh, one thing that I was going to say is, if this were a world of no men, some of the oppressive attitudes that we have as a result of slavery would not be still existent, because I think if there were no men, we wouldn't even have things like slavery, or would we? I just can't imagine women really getting into the whole let me enslave you. And maybe some of them Amazonian women, I don't know, maybe there'd be different types of bands of women. There'd be the ones who want to play their harp all day, and then the G.I. Jane chicks, coming and enslaving the rest of us. I don't know. I don't know. And you know what? For some of the people who don't have coily hair like black people, I would ask you this. Like, let's say your hair grows out of your head dark brown. The question that would be posed to you is, if there was a high pressure on you to have your hair dyed blonde. The reason why I say dyed blonde is because chemically straightening our hair is damaging and painful. So if the status quo were to have blonde hair, and men love the blonde hair, and the people would hire you if you were blonde, would you feed into it? Now, by the reverse of that, if the men loved the brown hair, but you could only get hired if it were blonde, what would you do? So, and then men, please answer the question on the flip side. If this were a world with no women, what types of things would you change? Be honest. Would you bathe? Would you work out as much? If there were no women to be like, oh, I love your muscles. Or would you work out so you could go wrestling around with the guys and be like, oh, I'm stronger than you, look at my muscles. But then to what end? At the end of the day, if we're not able to continue on this species, then what's the point? What's the point? So ladies, gentlemen, the question is, how much of what we do is for mating, dating, relating, and how much of what we do is for us? TonyaTko, and I'm out. And also tell me what you think of my turtleneck, okay? And then, oh, look at ears out. Oh, that's hot. That's fierce. Oh, my shoulder from yesterday. Okay, listen, hug me. Hug me. Let's hug. You don't want to hug me looking like this? Hug me, I don't care. Hug me anyway. I love you guys very much. Go out there and love one another. But most importantly, love yourself. Come over to my Facebook page, facebook.com/TonyaTko show. All the links are below anyway. Twitter, if you ever want to find me, just come and just click underneath the video. All of the information is there. Subscribe to my videos here on YouTube. Click around. You'll be able to see many videos, most of my videos about loving yourself. I have a book coming out really soon. It's still being written. The first volume is on self-esteem. There's going to be a manual and workbook in there to teach you how to work through some of your issues. And like, for example, if you had shoulders like this, how would you be able to deal with the world? I'm telling you, I would still be fierce. I would put on my necklace around my big neck, and I'd be like, this is me, baby. I'd be like, this is me. Just deal with it. Deal with it. Okay, so my book, first volume is on self-esteem. The book is going to be published privately. It's not being published publicly, so you have to be on the mailing list in order to get the invite to buy. Okay, so how you like me now? TonyaTko, and I'm out. Get on the list, follow me around the net, join me on Facebook. We have lots of discussions over there, and I will see you guys later. Later. Oh. I don't know what I'm doing anymore. Okay, I'll talk to you guys. Please help me. Please help me. TonyaTko, and I'm out. Peace. I'm sorry, I found a new move after I turned up the camera. Here we go. How you like me? How you like me now? How you like me now? How you like me now? Okay.